Hey guys, what is going on? It is me, Punkik Yoshi, or Alberto. Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be talking about Clone High. In case you have never heard of this show, it's a definite watch in my opinion. The first season exists in this era. It's like a bubble. It feels like a time capsule of the early 2000s, which is pretty neat to see since I was born in the early 2000s. I had a very different perspective in life. I was a toddler playing with my Nintendo DS Lite and I don't know, eating mac and cheese during this era. Clone High was revived for season 2. This was big news in the animation world. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Me and my buddy started watching the show after it was announced that season 2 was gonna come out. So we had about a week and a half to catch up on season 2. And honestly, not only was it just 12 episodes, but those 12 episodes were a delight to watch. They were fun, quirky, and each episode kept me entertained. Being so new to the franchise, it gives me a pretty fresh perspective on Clone High, other than seeing TikToks of JFK getting smashed into a wall and various other Clone High clips. I didn't know much about it until recently. So, what about season 2?
Joan of Arc, the love of my life.
Is it good? Should you spend your time to watch it on HBO Max's new service Max, where all they did was add Shazam Fury of the Gods and the Discovery Channel? Yes, you should definitely watch this. This is like the best thing to come out of Max's rebrand. I haven't seen the Gremlins show, and I really don't want to be honest. I haven't seen Villainous, but I heard that one was pretty good, so I'm definitely gonna check that one out. Season 1 felt like an acid trip. I mean, the premise itself is kind of a trip. Clones of historic figures as teenagers go to high school and partake in a lot of drama. It's kind of ingenious. We mainly follow Abe with his best friend Gandhi. We'll talk about him later, going on different adventures with various scenarios that are presented to them. The main overarching story of season 1 was, will Abe choose to be with the obvious better choice, the sweet misunderstood Joan of Arc, or Cleo? He chooses Cleo. JFK swoops in last minute, sleeps with Joan in prom night, and they're all frozen for an indefinite amount of time by Principal Scudworth, who goes on to host a fresh new set of clones for the next 20 years, keeping the clones we know and love in ice. Before I go on, I have to say, wow, what a great way to do storytelling. Obviously, back in 2003, when they created this show, they had no idea if they were going to be picked up for another season. So by keeping them in ice to set up the potential return of Clone High was kind of genius. If you don't know by now, the reason why they were canceled was in part or full due to the character Gandhi. Gandhi was one of the main 5 clones we followed in season 1, and he was represented as a sexually active, fun-spirited, cool guy who would always try to fit into any situation he was put in. But after tons of disapproving letters and 150 people who rioted, protested the studios in India, threatening to go on a hunger strike unless Clone High was cancelled, Viacom pulled the plug. Completely understandable on both parties. I don't think MTV, Viacom, or anyone in the production meant for it to be taken in any type of negative way. It's satire. South Park has been doing it for longer than Clone High, but it depends on if it's done in a tasteful way, with proper setup and payoff. Personally, Gandhi was one of my favorite characters, but I don't mind his disappearance if it means we'll get more Clone High episodes. So, season 2 kicks off 20 years after 2003. It's 2023, which is our year right now. The clones are thought out, and they totally flipped the script. Now, Joan is the popular one with JFK, and Abe is now head over heels for Joan. So they flipped everything on its head, which makes sense. Like, when they lived, it was a different era. Abe quickly discovers that 2023 has cancel culture and says some really out-of-pocket things at the cafeteria and on TikTok Live. Principal Scudworth is dealing with a new rival. The board sends over a brand new character, Candid Sampson, who looks over Scudworth and serves as an in-between from the Board of Shadows and, well, Principal Scudworth. There's hip new characters like Frida Kahlo, Harriet Tubman, and Confucius. Frida serving as the new class president, mainly to replace Gandhi. Abe gets cancelled really fast, which is kind of funny. It puts Joan in an awkward position since she vouched for him. JFK during this is also getting the royal treatment from Frida and every one of the Gen Zers. And also him and Joan during this are becoming more serious in their relationship. They're asking questions of what are we? Good for JFK though. I mean, as much as I feel bad for Abe during season 2, during the first season, Joan was pretty much begging for Abe to be her boyfriend. He would always look the other way at Cleo, and like much of the Clone High community, I preferred Joan as a character and a love interest. I felt bad for her. The number of times he rejected her serves him right since he treated her like that. But that was episode 1, which in my opinion was a stronger episode overall and a good introduction to the new season. Episode 2 follows the boys and girls respectively having their own get together in order to bond with the students they've never met. Joan, Frida, and Harriet have a sleepover. There's a whole thing about never have I ever. It's really interesting, and that was one of the main plot points. JFK and Confucius get together, and Abe and Topher Bus have a sleepover too, in different rooms because they're friends. JFK does have some character development. You know, it's all fun. It's a weaker episode overall, but I think it still serves for a lot of character development, especially for the new characters that we've never seen before, like Confucius, Frida, and Harriet. They fill in the empty void that Gandhi left. I'm personally digging Confucius. He seems like he's going to be one of the funnier characters. With this setup, the sky's the limit. They can legit do whatever they want, and I'm here for it. I'll watch all the Clone High episodes. Y'all should too, they're really fun. These are my initial thoughts. I like how they talked about cancel culture, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the episodes will lead us. As always, guys, I'm gonna wrap up today's video. Those were my initial thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions or want to say what you guys thought of the new season, let me know down below and I'll be sure to read it. As always, stay safe. Bye bye.